Well, bless God, there ought to be some light in Dayton and Xenia, New Knoxville, New Bremen, right? And all hell can't put that out. All the darkness in the world can't put it out. It's wonderful. Well, I'm not preaching, so we'll get along. Now, verse 6. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light. Who's the light? God. When we get to Jesus, I'll let you know. We haven't arrived yet. Pardon? Yeah, sure. You already know all these answers. I don't know why you come on Sunday night. Hey, we're going to get to you after a bit because the word Thelma is used in this text. Yeah. You haven't. I thought of that this afternoon when I was working on this. I had never told you about Thelma. What Thelma? Do you know what the word Thelma means? Do you know what the name Thelma means? All right. Verse 7. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, who is God, that all through him, through God, might do what? He was not that light, he was not that God, but was sent to bear witness of God. That was the true light. God was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. How does it light every man that cometh into the world? By the revealed Word of God. Old Testament. That's how it lighted every man that came in the world. Do you know that the true light, the Word of God, still lights every man, even the unbeliever? Without the true light of the Word of God, there would be total darkness. That's why it still lights, even for the unbeliever. He was in the world. Did I read verse 9? Yes. He was in the world. Verse 10. How was he in the world? God. How was God in the world? By the revealed Word. By the revealed Word. And the world was made by who? By God. This again agrees with Genesis, doesn't it? And the world knew him what? Not. Verse 11. He, God, came unto what? His own. Who are his own? Israel. Right. And his own, Israel, received him what? Not. Verse 12. But as many as received him, how? Via the revealed Word and the prophets, as many as received God via the revealed Word and the prophets, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, to them that believe on his name. Now here we have to go to work. But as many as received him via the revealed Word and the prophets, to them gave he power. The word power is the word authority. It is not that word dynamis or energemata and so forth that I teach in the class. Entirely different word. To them gave he the authority, the right, R-I-G-H-T, to become children of God. To them that continue believing on his name. That's the text. Boy, oh boy, you better get that one down, because that's really something. Here we go. I'll try it again. Okay. Now, but as many as received him, Then comes the explanation, which is via the revealed word and prophets. That's not in the text, you know, that's the explanation. To them gave he authority or right to become children or sons of God, whichever one you like to use. The Greek word is the word weos. To them. Now, in your King James, it says that believe, right? Sons of God, to them that believe on his name. The text literally should be translated, to them who continue believing. On is the word eis, E-I-S, the preposition eis. Unto. Euclid, the mathematician, uses this word constantly. Matter of fact, he's a real brain in the usage of prepositions, because all prepositions are mathematically accurate in the Bible. And Euclid, you got a Euclid Avenue up there someplace in Cleveland, got one over in Dayton, I believe. Here is the point you want to go to. Here's the point you want to arrive at. Euclid uses this mathematical thing as this would be the starting point. It'd go all the way through till it reached that. That's unto. To them who continue believing unto his name. Do you get this? He had Israel, right? And Israel only stayed saved as long as they kept on what? Believing. That's what it's talking about. That's why it's so important. They were not sons of God by birth. They were sons of God by what? Adoption. And God adopted Israel when they believed. When they believed, he reckoned righteousness unto them, and it's unto, eis, unto. Right? Into, unto, way through, on his name, God's name. Now, this terminates with the name, unto his name. Now, what is that name in the Scriptures? His name, Jesus Christ, which is above what? Every name. And Abraham saw his day back. Now you see why that verse is so important? As many as received him, to them gave he right or authority to become the sons of God, to those who continue to believe, looking for the coming of Christ. He reckoned righteousness, looking back after the resurrection. He gave it to Israel, remember? Now the next verse starts with Jesus Christ. Verse 13 is where Jesus comes in. And that's why I explained this name to you now, which you all know, because his name is above every name, and that's why it's unto. All the way through, Bob, all the way through, from the original, all the way through unto his name, which is Christ. Now, we get to Jesus Christ. The first word, which is the word who in the text. Who was born? Who was born? The word born is the same word as the word begotten. Who was begotten? Is it plural? Well, I don't know. I looked that up this afternoon, I believe. I don't know. Ricky or any of you boys, is that word in that verse in the singular or plural? If somebody's got a critical Greek text in here, I'll look at it. You've got one laying next to you there, Paul. I must have worked it. Can't remember now whether I really checked that word out in the plural or it didn't. Oh, I mean, no, it's past. It's not plural, it's past tense or something, huh? Was, were. Well, it has to be was, so just find your text. Just show me the Greek word. I don't care about the English word underneath. I want to see that Greek word. Pass it up here once. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. Should be was. Should be was. Well, anyways, verse 13, back again. Who was born not of blood. You and I are born of blood. All Israel was born of blood. Hebrews 2:14, the children are partakers of flesh and what? The only one who did not partake of blood is Jesus Christ. Therefore, this verse has to be on Jesus, who was born not of blood, meaning this kind of thing is going on, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. Now, here we have Christ being conceived, was God again creating, and when God creates, He brings into existence that which has not been before. And in Mary, He had Mary over here, so what He created in here was soul life. He created soul life. And this is exactly what it says.